Today we're talking a little bit about children, and we're talking about the importance of children singing in choirs. Now, I think this is a very important question that every parent will be asking, and I'd like to share a little bit on what I feel singing in choirs for children is like and why is it so important. Now, I think before we talk about the benefits of chorus singing, we have to think about what do people actually do in choirs, especially for children's choirs. So, take for example what we do at Voices of Singapore Children's Choir. A child comes into practice, he or she has an opening song called the greeting song. Everyone looks at each other, they say hi, they snap fingers, they say high fives, and they look at each other. There is a huge sense of community as well as connection with each other socially, and they start vocal warm-ups where they are thinking about their technique, they're thinking about the sound they are making, they're constantly questioning themselves if the thing that they're doing is correct cognitively. A lot going on, and then they start learning the songs, and these songs can be anything from 1 to 2 to 5 to 8 parts. So listening to each other is actually a very important element of chorus singing, where one is actually encouraged and motivated to actually think constantly of whether his or her voice is singing together in sync or even blending with somebody else beside him or her. They actually go into more detail like the diction, pulse, rhythm, and they also think about the performance aspect and how they want to tell the message of the song, tell the story of a song to the audience. They start gesturing, they start doing interesting things that are out of the box that would help them to explore their communication skills better. So a lot actually happens in choir sessions. Okay, so after they actually do all these, they still have games sometimes, and these are interactive games where it can be musical games. So the entire choir experience that each child experiences in each practice is indeed a very comprehensive process. It involves everything from social aspects to cognitive functions to self-awareness as well as self-confidence, and instills a great sense of belonging to something as well as achievement the moment they are singing something correctly together. Now, as you know, the musical development in a child is extremely important because many people, in fact all human beings, start from zero foundation. So choral music is actually one of the world's most accessible art forms where anyone and everyone can be a part of. For a child, it's extremely important because to actually slowly ease a child into the musical process, being in a group that sings together, that supports each other, is an extremely important support system where children's choir can provide. And something very interesting, many of our choristers who can actually sit and focus or stand and focus for 2 hours can actually study for 2 hours as well because of the level of discipline that has been instilled in them. And this is extremely important because to actually sit and sing and look at the music for 1 to 2 hours actually takes a lot of focus and discipline, and that is great training for a child. There is also a very fun element in choreography and singing songs that are meaningful and also stir their imagination. I believe that every child has to have a capacity to dream big, to reach for the stars and to really think of the impossible, because that is when it drives them and motivates them to work towards something better and bigger than they are. I think it's an incredibly special thing for a child to sing in choirs, because while there is freedom of expression, there is also discipline of the art form involved. Choral singing also promotes great diction and articulation in the text as well as in speaking because of the way we enunciate words. Most importantly, you are working with the only instrument within the body, and that is a voice, one of the most versatile instruments. And I think nothing comes close to feeling the sensation of a sound that comes from within. And for a child to experience that, making sounds from within is such a unique process of self-discovery. There are countless research that has been done on the cognitive benefits of choral singing for all ages, as well as the social benefits of choral singing that can potentially even delay the onset of dementia. So to summarize, choral singing instills a high level of discipline in a child, at the same time allows a child to explore artistic decisions by him or herself, but at the same time enables the individual to be independent, to explore his or her own voice through singing. And of course, choral singing can be really fun for everyone of all ages, not just children. So I hope this answers some of your questions if you are deciding if your child wants to sing with a choir. So I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.